Hey, you are listening to the Christy Wright podcast channel, and I have some questions for you. Do you want one show a week from me or two? Do you like shorter or longer episodes? Do you want to hear from guests on this show? Do you want both of my shows, Get Your Hopes Up and Business Bootcamp, to be on separate channels, or do you like them being on the same channel? These are some things I want to know. Hey, will you take a few minutes to fill out a short survey for me? Y'all, it will help me out so much. I really read the results, and in fact, I'm planning my fall based on them. Go to christywright.com/survey to fill out a short form and let me know what you want. I'm even giving away a full year membership to my coaching group, Goal Getters Club, to 3 lucky people that fill out the survey. That's $1,000 value each. So whether you do it to possibly win free coaching or you do it just to help me out, please take a few minutes to fill this out. Head over to christywright.com/survey to let me know what you think and what you want from this podcast channel. That's christywright.com/survey. Hey everyone, and welcome to Business Bootcamp. I'm Christy Wright, bestselling author, certified business coach, keynote speaker, but most of all, your bossy big sister, here to give you the practical steps you want and the tough love truth you need to succeed in business. Let's dive in. Now today, we're talking about pitching your offers. So whether you are pitching a lead magnet or a course or some other type of offer for your product or your service, we are talking about what is the problem? Why is it not leading to sales? Why are your pitches not working? How can we improve pitching so that we have higher conversions and more sales? This is essential in your business if you want to grow your business and if you want your efforts that you are putting out there in marketing and speaking and podcasting to actually drive results in your business and move people through your funnel. So today, we're going to talk about what the problem is. What's going on? What's the problem? We are going to talk about it. Now, let's start by just acknowledging that most people feel real weird about sales, y'all. We do. We're just so scared of selling. I cannot tell you how many business owners I have talked to, men and women, that say this: "Oh, I'm not salesy. I mean, I just don't want to be salesy. Like I'm not like a salesperson. That's not what I do. That's not how I think. That's not how I act. I don't want to be anything like that." I get it. You have had an interaction, or more than one, with this slimy salesperson, a person that didn't listen, a person that was pushy, a person that spam called your phone, harassed you in the mall when you're walking through just trying to get one thing. I get it. You have been annoyed by pushy salespeople, and you don't want to be anything like that. I don't either. The good news is selling doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be pushy. It doesn't have to be sleazy or slimy or any of those words that you don't want to be. Sales is really just serving. It's serving the marketplace. And if you believe in your product or your service or your offer or your business or your ministry or whatever your thing is, if you believe in it, and I know you do, then you've got to be willing to pitch. You've got to be willing to make an offer and to sell. Because if you're not willing to talk about this thing, then no one's ever going to know about it and they can't get helped by you. So today, I'm going to give you 4 reasons that your pitch didn't lead to sales. And this is going to help you see maybe some errors in your pitching, maybe some mistakes in your marketing to help you improve so that you can have a better pitch, which leads to more conversions, which leads to more sales, which leads to more people being helped by you. So let's dive in. Let's talk about these 4 reasons that your pitch did not lead to sales. Number 1, saving your pitch for the end of whatever you're doing. So let's say, for example, you are speaking on stage, or you are a guest on someone's podcast, or you have your own podcast, or it is an article on your website, whatever it is, whatever piece of content or piece of copy or email or whatever your effort is, regardless of the medium, regardless of the length, regardless of the format, whatever it is. If you save your pitch for the end, people check out. People check out. Y'all know I have been a professional speaker for almost 15 years, and I can tell you when a talk is winding down, you know what happens? Everyone gets up. Everyone is getting up. They're going to the restroom. They don't want to wait in line. They're going to get a snack. They're heading to their car. They want to beat traffic. Everyone is checked out at the end of a talk. So if the most important part of your talk is the pitch, it's the offer, it's your lead magnet, it's your course, it's your coaching program, if you save it for the end, no one's listening. They're walking out of the room. They're checked out. It's also the most predictable spot to put a pitch. Your audience is trained to expect a pitch at the end. So they're like, oh, the pitch coming, they're heading out. They don't want to hear the pitch. When you save your pitch for the end of a podcast, the end of an email, the end of a stage talk, the end of whatever it is very likely that your audience is going to check out. They're not going to listen. They're not going to sign up. They're not interested. They're not converting. They're already mentally on to the next thing. The next thing they have to do, getting in line for the bathroom, whatever the thing is. They've already clicked onto the next podcast they want to listen to. Don't save your pitch for the end. Instead, put your pitch for whatever your offer is at the most logical place in the content. Most likely and ideally, this would be somewhere in the middle. Here's why this is so effective. When you put your pitch in the middle, number one, your audience isn't expecting it. They're expecting it at the end, if they're expecting it at all. And so when it's in the middle, they're more tuned in. They're more alert and aware and engaged, and they're listening to what you have to say because you're inserting it kind of sneakily right there in the middle of the content when they don't expect it. So they're going to hear it and they're going to stay engaged. The second reason it works really well when you put your pitch in the middle of the content is because you can place that pitch at a place that is so logical, it doesn't even feel like a pitch. When you insert this offer in the middle of the content in such a relevant place to what you're talking about, it doesn't feel like a sales pitch at all. It feels like the next logical step someone should take with you. Let me give you an example. When I would teach at the Business Boutique events, I would teach multiple keynote presentations on a variety of topics. One of the topics was finances, and my talk was about how you need to know your numbers. You need to know the numbers in your business, and then I walked you through how to know the numbers in your business. So I am making this whole case for 45 minutes about how you need to know the numbers in your business and what numbers you need to know and how you need to know them, what steps you need to take, and so on. Well, my team had just created a brand new tool called the Profit Potential Tool. And it's a calculator online where you can go in and plug in some numbers for your business and you can see your profitability. And you can see what potential you have for more profitability. It was a great feature and resource. But for our company, the purpose was email acquisition. It was generating leads. Because when you plug the numbers in, we ask for your email address, and to get your results, we get your email. Okay? This is the process. It was a lead generation tool. So I decided to pitch the Profit Potential Tool, this free lead magnet for emails. I decided to pitch it in the middle of my talk about money. So as I'm speaking about how you need to know the numbers, I go, you know what? I'm so excited to tell you guys, we have a brand new tool that's going to help you do exactly what I'm teaching you to do. Take out your phone. I want you to text Profit Potential to, whatever the code was. They text it. They take out their phone in the middle of my talk. They take out their phone. They text that in. They then receive the Profit Potential Tool, which asks for their email address so they can then plug their numbers in. The success rate and conversion rate of the Profit Potential Tool was huge. I built an incredible email list from just that one lead magnet. But here's one of the reasons it works so well. I pitched it right in the middle of the content. It was relevant to what I was teaching. You need to know the numbers. Oh, by the way, here's a tool that helps you do exactly what I'm telling you to do. Put it in the middle of the content. Put it in the middle of the email, the middle of the podcast. You probably have seen me do this on this very show. I teach an entire episode on how you need to know your audience. Oh, by the way, I have a persona template. If you go to christywright.com/persona, you can download my persona template to follow along as we go. Oh, you want to know how to start a business? Hey, go to getstartedbusinessplan.com. You can follow along as we go. Do you notice how the tools and resources and lead magnets are pitched integrated into the content? It doesn't feel like this pitch at the end that you're already checking out. I'm integrating it into the teaching. In fact, I'm integrating it into the teaching so much that I'm referencing it, assuming you're following along with this workbook. It's much more likely you're going to download it if I do it that way. And the same is true for you. So one of the reasons, possibly, that your pitch is not leading to more sales or more conversions is because you're saving it for the end of your effort. Podcast, email, stage talk, doesn't matter. Don't save it for the end. People are checked out. They've already moved on to the next thing mentally and maybe physically. Instead, place it in the middle of your content in the most relevant spot. And when you do that, you will see a much higher conversion rate. Hey, are you looking for a new business idea? I want to tell you about Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe helps entrepreneurs start vending businesses. Y'all, it is so easy to get started in vending, and the possibilities of what you can sell are endless. Snacks and drinks, beauty products, electronics, you name it, you can probably vend it. And here's the great news. No degree is required. You just need a drive to succeed. And Cantaloupe can help you every step of the way so you can earn some passive income. Cantaloupe will connect you with the right suppliers and partners to get started, equip you with technology to collect card and mobile payments out of the gate, and provide free software that helps you manage your business from day one. Join the more than 30,000 entrepreneurs who rely on Cantaloupe to run and grow their vending businesses every single day. To get started, visit cantaloupe.com/bootcamp. That's cantaloupe.com/bootcamp today. Number 2, pitching passively. Here's what passive pitching looks like. Hey, so I have this get started business plan. If you need help starting a business, you can download it if you want to, but you don't have to. It's totally fine. Like, no pressure. Like, it's seriously, like, you could use a journal and you don't have to use it at all. Like, it's no pressure, but I mean, I do have it, but if you don't want it, like, it's totally fine. So anyway, here's what you should do next. Listen, you are being pitiful. If you pitch in a pitiful way, if you pitch so passively that your audience doesn't even believe that you believe in that thing, I guarantee you they don't believe in it. If you pitch your course or your product or your offer and you're like, hey, so I have this fitness training program and I coach women in their homes and help them lose weight, but like, if it's not for you, it's okay. And it's, it's like, it's not for everybody. And, I mean, it's fine. You may want to do it yourself. I mean, YouTube is free. Like, you could probably just, look up YouTube classes and, like, seriously, like, I don't even know why I'm here anyway. See you. Have a great day. Okay. We're all uncomfortable now. We're all uncomfortable at your insecurity. If you pitch passively, pitifully, insecurely, it will never lead to sales. It will never lead to sales. I know that inside your heart and inside your body, you are a 7th grader in the lunchroom holding a lunch tray going, is there a spot for me? I don't know if I'm going to be accepted here. I know that's how you feel inside. And I'm telling you, you have got to fake it. You have got to pretend to be the most confident person in the world when you're pitching. Fake it until you feel it. Not fake it until you make it. Fake it until you feel it. Research shows that if you act the way you want to feel, your feelings actually follow your actions. So you don't have to wait to feel confident to act confident. You act confident first, even though you feel a little bit like a fake, because you are. It's okay. This is how you're getting started. And guess what? Your feelings will catch up. Your feelings can catch up to you where eventually you actually feel confident. You really believe in your offer. You really believe in the potential. You put your shoulders back. You hold your head higher. You say, I believe this can help you. I know it can. When you sign up for this, this is the transformation you're going to see. The example I use is when I would do book signing lines whenever my books would release in the past. And, people would come through my book signing line and they would say, like, I'm so excited about this book. Do you think it's going to help me? Because they would ask me that. Maybe this will help me manage my time. Maybe this will help me grow my faith in God. Maybe this will help me start my business for each of my different books. And what I didn't say was this. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, it's a toss-up. Maybe 50-50 may help you, may not. I'm not sure. No. I said, of course it will help you. This is going to transform your life. If you do what I teach you to do in this business plan, you are going to have a business before you know it. I can't wait to see the people you're going to help with this business you're going to start. In fact, when you help them, when you start this business, would you email me your success story? Because I want to share it on my podcast. Here's my email. I had such aggressive confidence in them and such belief in them that they walked away and they believed in themselves as well. Here's the reality. If you don't believe in your business, no one else will. If you don't believe in your offer, no one else will. It starts with you. And what's happening when you're pitching is you're so uncomfortable and squirmy that your insecurity is coming out in every aspect of your body. From your body language, to your tone, to your facial expressions, you are looking and acting pitiful. And it's not going to convert. Because if you don't believe in it, they won't believe in it. Belief starts with you. Instead, Believe in your product and your offer so aggressively, and then practice pitching. Practice faking confidence until you eventually feel confident. And guess what? Over time, and with practice, and with some proof and experience and testimonials to back you up along the way, you will actually feel confident. When I pitch my Get Started Business Plan or my Stop Winging It course or my Goal Getters Club or anything that I'm offering, I know it helps people. I have proof and I believe in it. My confidence is authentic. When I got started, when I very first started pitching things, I felt a little squirmy and insecure like that 7th grader just like you. And sometimes it'll still creep back in because we just want to be liked and we want to be accepted. We don't want to be rejected by people. I get it. It just takes practice. Don't pitch passively. Instead, pitch confidently. Hold your head high, put a smile on your face, and fake it until you feel it if you have to. Over time, the feelings will follow and you will actually feel confident in your pitches. Number 3, pitching an unrelated offer. Here's what this looks like. Let's say, for example, that you are a guest on a podcast and you are talking all about time management. That is your topic. You're digging into time management. Maybe you have a book on time management. We're really digging into time management. And then at the end of the interview, the podcast host asks you, do you have any resources for our audience? And you say, yes, I do. I have an amazing download on landscaping. If you just go to landscaping.com, I will help you with your landscaping. What? Why did we spend 45 minutes talking about time management and you pitched me an offer on landscaping? Of course that didn't convert. Now that's a ridiculous example and you're probably not doing that. I realize that, but I like to make things ridiculous for my teaching points. But you're probably doing another version of that where you are on a podcast interview and you spend the entire time talking about time management and then you offer a lead magnet on fitness or parenting or something unrelated to specifically time management. Don't spend 20 minutes, 45 minutes, an entire keynote presentation, an entire YouTube video, an entire podcast episode, an entire email, an entire blog or article or social media post talking about apples and then pitch them oranges. If you're talking about apples, pitch apples. Spend 45 minutes talking about time management and then offer them the best resource on time management, free or paid. If you're talking about fitness on stage or on a YouTube video, spend the entire video talking about fitness, weightlifting, nutrition, and then offer them a coaching program on weightlifting, nutrition. Pitch them an offer that relates to the content you just delivered. Do not pitch unrelated offers. If you pitch unrelated offers, they will not convert. They don't know they need it. They are not primed and warmed up as a lead for you in this content topic. Even if you have it, even if you're brilliant at that other thing, they are not ready for it. Instead, pitch them an offer that is relevant to the subject matter you just talked about. In an email, in a social media post, in an article, a blog, a YouTube video, a podcast, whatever the content is. Set it up with the core content topic you're talking about, and then pitch them an offer that relates to that. It should feel like the next logical step with you. Just like in the example I shared about finances in your business, I spent an entire keynote presentation talking about how you need the numbers in your business, and then I offered you a tool that helps you know the numbers in your business. These go together. For example, when I left Ramsey and I knew I was starting a business training speakers, you know what I did? Months before I launched my business, before I launched my course, I created a lead magnet called the Top 10 Mistakes All Speakers Make and How to Avoid Them. That lead magnet, as I began to talk about this content and offer this and put this out there, warms my audience up to the idea that I train speakers now. So when I launched my business in August or my course in September, that whole audience had been warmed up to the idea of this content of me training speakers. You can do this in your business as well. If you have a launch coming up, a new book topic or something, back out of that date and begin to deliver content to your audience relevant to the offer that's coming. In the year that I launched Take Back Your Time, I knew that book was coming out in September of 2021. So in January of 2021, I started talking about life balance all the time. My content everywhere started to point to life balance because I knew the offer coming in September was going to be my book on life balance. And by the time it came, do you know how my audience received it? Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness this resource is here. Thank goodness this offer is here because I had spent time with my content warming them up to the idea of the offer that's coming. Make your content, your marketing and everything you put out connect to the offers that you're pitching, and watch how then your conversions go through the roof. And number 4, the reason that your pitches are not leading to sales is because you're probably not giving a deadline. Here's the hard truth, y'all. People won't act unless they have to. That is the reason that you see most businesses using urgency and scarcity in their marketing. They're not just trying to get on your nerves with lots of exclamation points and time's running out, doors are closing. They can take it too far, and it can get a little annoying. I realize that. But the reason they're using these 2 strategies, urgency and scarcity, is because they work. The human psychology is such that you're just probably going to sit around until you are forced to make a move. When you have a deadline, when the offer is ending and the doors are closing and it is limited time or limited quantity, when there is some type of deadline to this offer, people act. And when there's not, they don't. And you will see this in your numbers. When you give a deadline to an offer, you will see people actually sign up and take action. When you don't, they'll sit around forever. You know what they're telling themselves, don't you? Oh, I'll do it. No, I'm going to. I'm totally going to sign up for that coaching program. Yeah. No, I'm going to sign up for that course. I know. I need to get in there for my next appointment. I know. We need to get landscaping done on the front of our house. We actually really do. You know when we're going to do it? When we get around to it. Translation, never. The front of our house looks terrible and I actually really need landscaping because I've been telling myself for about 5 years, I'm going to do it later. Later never comes, y'all. Later never comes. Someday is not a day of the week. You've got to give your audience a deadline for this offer if you expect them to take action. Now, obviously, you don't want to have deadlines for every single thing you offer. I don't have deadlines for my lead magnets. I pitch them, but I don't have a deadline for them. But when you have an offer, especially if it is a coaching program, a digital product, an online program, if you create some type of deadline around it or bonus incentive, if you sign up in the first X days or X hours, you get this bonus, you're creating the urgency that forces them to action. And when you do that, you will see much higher conversions. All right, so let's do a quick recap of the 4 reasons your pitches are not leading to sales and what to do about it. Number 1, saving your pitch for the end. People are checked out. They're going to the bathroom. They're moving on to the next thing. It's not going to work. Instead, put your pitch in the middle, in the most relevant spot of your content. Number 2, pitching passively. Don't be pitiful. Pitiful people, pitiful pitches do not lead to sales. Instead, be confident. Even if you have to fake it at first, fake it until you feel it and your feelings will follow. Pitch confidently. Number 3, pitching an unrelated offer. Don't do that. People are confused. They're not ready for that offer if you did not get them ready for it. Instead, pitch offers that relate to the content you're talking about. When you do that, people are ready for the offer and they're ready to sign up. And then number 4, not giving a deadline. Most likely people will not act unless they have to, so give them a deadline, which forces them to action. If you do that, you will see people actually take action. All right, y'all, that's it for this week's episode of Business Bootcamp. Be sure to share this episode and subscribe to this podcast channel so you never miss a new show. And then I'll see you here next week for another new episode of Business Bootcamp.